Hello everyone! Today we're going to be talking about a self-defense tip that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and it's actually really important. So today we're going to be talking about bumper stickers. Yeah. You see, a lot of people use their cars as a way to express themselves, which is good. But I want to warn you guys that you might not want to do that because you might just end up being a driving data leak. You see, the concern is that you might be giving away your personal information to the creepers to let them know whether or not you're a good candidate to either kidnap or to steal from. And I want to give you advice on how to keep that from happening and to keep your identity and personal information safe. What I'm not saying is that you got to keep your identity as secret as a superhero. But what I am saying is that some information is not meant for others to have. 201, 202, 203, 204, 205. And although I could keep doing push-ups all day, let's go ahead and talk about why your favorite bumper stickers could be your worst nightmare. 305, 306. So the first and probably most detrimental sticker that you can have are the ones usually associated with your child's activity. And it goes like this: Rachel Random 2025 Random Dance Studio Dance Team. Now the problem with this is that now a perpetrator would know your child's name, so he can familiarize himself with you or make himself feel friendly to you by coming up to you using your name. So as a tool that a lot of creepers tend to use. Hey, how are you, Rachel Random? I haven't seen you forever. And immediately it takes you off your guard because you think this person knows you. And you don't assume that person who knows you is going to be against you. But this is something that they use often. I've actually had people come and use that against me just to get money off of me. But they're like, hey, you know my son, we went to school together. Which I didn't. I totally didn't. But he tried to use that in order to get me off my guard and make me want to be friendly towards him. So letting them know your name is not a good idea. Second thing it does, depending on the sport and activity, is it tells them how old you are. So maybe not so much in the dance world, but if you went to like cheer, for instance, high school cheer, like if it said what school you're from, instead of a dance studio, it might say Random High School, right? Well, now I know that you're in high school in this year bracket. So it gives me a few years to work with and I can assume your age, which just allows me to, it allows the creepers to figure out whether they want to approach you or not, or who are they dealing with. And the other thing it does is it tells them the location of which you frequent, which is something that's going to pop up here regularly throughout this tip and advice. Is that if they know who you are, what car you drive, about how old you are, and where you frequent, that's not a good thing. And that's just one bumper sticker. So let's be really careful with those ones. If you really want to brag about your kid, it's probably better to keep it vague and say something along the lines of, my daughter is a dancer, or maybe my daughter's on the cheer squad. So what that does is it keeps it vague. You can still be proud and be excited for your daughter, but you're not giving away names, you're not giving away an age, you're not giving away a location, because it could be any school at that point. So it's better to do something like that. And the ever so cuddly dog stickers. I love my dog, or I love my cat, I love my poodle, I love my Rottweiler. Those stickers, again, a way to express yourself, but really what it does is let the perpetrator know what kind of protection you have. So this is what I mean by that. If you say, I love my Chihuahua, I'm not too concerned about your Chihuahua attacking me. Now, it is a threat, but it's really small. And if you say, I love my cat, well, your cat doesn't even bark. So it doesn't really scare away anybody. So I know now that you don't have a threat to me. And if you say something like, I love my Rottweiler, then immediately I'm concerned. I'm not going to try to break into your house or something like that because I don't know
how aggressive this dog is going to be, and if it is aggressive, or even just protect it like a normal dog, I don't want anything to do with it. So saying stuff like that can actually be a big problem unless you're saying that you have a Rottweiler. In that case, it's probably actually better for you. But really, keep those animal things off of your vehicles, because it's just letting the perpetrator know what protection you have. And thirdly, the stick figure family. I don't really know why these are fun, because what's really the point? I guess you can express that you like having your family, but here's the problem with it. If you're a single mom and it demonstrates that you only have yourself and your children as protectors. Again, going back to the what's your protection? If you're telling the perpetrators that you don't have a man as a protector, which is just the typical natural defender of a home because we're built that way and wired that way. If you're telling a perpetrator that he's not present, then I know as a perpetrator that I could approach you without threats beyond yourself. Now, you might be a threat, but the likelihood is a guy can usually overpower a woman. So you're letting him know what protection you have. And there's a lot of, pedophiles out there, which is awful. It's an awful world. But if he sees all the kids lined up after you, and they typically have the gender associated with them, the skirt or the pants to demonstrate girl or boy usually. Well, as a pedophile, he can see that and maybe in a creeper sense have interest in that and look for your children. So that's not a good thing. It's much better just to say, hey, I love my family, if you want a bumper sticker, and then you can avoid the whole information gathering on the perpetrator side. Another thing that might not be as popular, but it's still common, is posting your political or your religious beliefs on your car. Now, I'm a Christian, and I believe in declaring the goodness of Jesus, and I'm probably mostly conservative leaning, right leaning, but to post that on your vehicle isn't a good idea because it makes a target on your back. So even if you're not in that vehicle, if someone comes up and thoroughly opposes your opinion, and that's very common nowadays, he may very likely just throw a rock through your window, slash your tires. So let alone your own safety, it might just be a property damage that you might have to deal with because of posting a statement on your car. And if you're not able to really explain your stance, and all you're really doing is stating your stance, you're not really probably turning anybody's opinion to your side anyways. It's better to find an opportunity to talk to them one-on-one, express your opinion, express where you're getting it from in a loving manner, so that your statement won't just be blown off, and it might not result in anger, it might just result actually in a good conversation that leads to good results. The other thing would be stating your religious stance. Same as political, really. Some people just don't like your religion, and they might just want to attack you or the property for it. So if they might not even want to attack your body in a sexual manner, and they might not want to steal anything from you, but they might just want to hurt you now because they thoroughly disagree with your opinion. So it's not really the best thing to do. Now, could you? Well, yeah, in all these you could, but really, what's the safety of it? It's probably better just to avoid bumper stickers that really just state an opinion without really helping anybody understand it. All right, the fifth one. This is more along the lines of people who say, I love going to such and such place. I see this with like coffee shops. I see it especially with like your vacation spots. I love Myrtle Beach, all those places. Now, is that as big of a threat? Probably not. But if you start saying things locally that you love, and the perpetrator sees that, now he's knowing more places that you frequent. And not only that, but he now finds ways to connect with you on a personal level by saying things like, oh, you love that coffee shop? That's my favorite coffee shop. And, oh, where is that coffee shop? I would like to go there. Can you tell me more about it? Meanwhile, he's getting closer and closer to you and taking you off guard so he can do whatever he wants to you, or at least has a better chance of it. So, is it a bad thing? No. Is it going to help you? Not really, because no one's really going to have a conversation with you about your favorite coffee shop besides the perpetrator who wants to actually harm you instead. So same with vacation spots. I don't really want a perpetrator to know where I'm even going on vacation. You know, he already knows where I'm driving. If I have all those other bumper stickers, he knows what my name is. He knows where I frequent locally. He doesn't need to know where I frequent on a vacation status. So something to think about. And the last one's pretty much like the previous one, but I see this one quite often, and it's stating what university or college you go to. It's something like, I attend random university. Okay, that's good that you want to express yourself about how you're proud of the college you're going to. But the problem with that is that a college is somewhere that you attend frequently. And someone who wants to stalk you can quickly go to that college. If he already knows the car you drive, and he already knows possibly what you look like, and then he knows what college you go to on a regular basis, it's quite easy for someone to be able to stalk you on a scheduled basis, and that's not something we want to deal with. And if you really are proud of the college you go to, feel free to get an alumni sticker after you're done, because now it's somewhere that you no longer attend. So that's a good exception to the rule there, because this guy can go there as much as he wants, and he's not going to find you. So an alumni sticker would be a great way to express how proud you are of your schooling without actually putting yourself at risk. So guys, let's put this together like a 6-card pile-up. First, we get your name, we get your approximate age, we get a lot of locations where you are probably going to be at, and we also tell the perpetrators your protection. Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have a husband? Do you have a bunch of kids that have a bunch of eyes to keep an eye on things? We're telling them a lot of information, and we're also getting them information that'll help them be approaching us with familiarity, which puts us off our guard. So let's not give them a lot of information. Let's keep these bumper stickers vague and protect yourselves out there. So guys, bump those stickers off your vehicles. You don't really need them to express yourselves, but if you really want to express yourself, keep them vague. Don't tell them where you're at, don't tell them your name, and don't tell them what kind of protection you have. That way they don't know, and they're a little bit more scared to try anything. So guys, stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.